Oh boy, buckle up because the future is looking very bleak. And not because of climate change, even though that's a big factor too. No, this particular apocalypse is brought to you by Gen Z's total inability to tell fact from fiction on the internet. The generation that grew up online is somehow the worst at spotting fake news. And it's not just ironic, it's actually quite terrifying. So, researchers at Stanford tested over 3,400 high school students by showing them a video supposedly exposing the 2016 Democratic voter fraud. You know, bold red letters, scary music, grainy surveillance footage. But the twist is that the video was actually Russian voter fraud, and only 3 students figured that out. 3 out of 3,400. That's fewer than the number of Kardashians currently doing something embarrassing on reality TV. This whole situation just shatters the myth of the digital native, the idea that growing up with iPhones magically makes you tech savvy. In reality, it's that most Gen Zers can shoot a dance video in one take, but they have the critical thinking skills of a baked potato. And that's not just a hot take. This is something that study after study after study has been confirming. These kids are walking straight into misinformation traps, and they're doing it confidently. The worst part of this is that social media is their main source of news. Over half of Gen Zers get their info from places like Facebook and Instagram, which are platforms that are literally built to serve you what you already agree with, not what's true. And you know what their fact-checking method is? It's the comments section. It's like using the graffiti in a truck stop bathroom to verify a medical diagnosis. And it gets even dumber because we've had TikTok trends where kids are saying that Helen Keller was a hoax. Seriously, that the Democrats are using hurricanes as weather weapons, and how, wait for it, oh yeah, rubbing beef fat on your face is now apparently skincare. Like, these people are literally one conspiracy away from claiming that gravity is a hoax invented by the evil cabal. So why are they falling for this? Well, it's because Gen Z has some major trust issues. They don't believe in schools, doctors, the news, the government, or anything that can't be condensed into a 30-second auto-tuned slideshow narrated by someone who probably dropped out of high school to start an MLM business. And look, I get that it's not all their fault because schools have definitely failed to teach basic digital literacy to them. You know, instead drilling kids to analyze each piece of content in isolation rather than, I don't know, Google things. Like, there's no built-in skepticism because this is the first generation raised entirely inside the algorithm. They've never known an internet without filters and influencers and AI-generated garbage. But let's be real, this is an utter and total disaster for the world because these kids are going to eventually become people who vote, who raise other kids, and eventually even run governments. They think that deep fake Trump is real and that Helen Keller is fake. And that's not funny. That's the kind of generational decline that makes you want to dig a bunker and just live off canned food forever. And the shitty part is that it's not just them, because we all spend more time online, and these algorithm-fueled echo chambers are sucking in older generations too. But the difference is that boomers at least have a little bit of distrust in the internet, right? But Gen Z, they're full-blown true believers in whatever pops up first, right? Like, if it's viral, then it must be true, right? So here we are, an entire generation of tech-addicted, beef-fat-faced conspiracy sponges that are going to inherit the planet. If they are actually our future, then the future is going to be run by people who think that hurricanes are government punishment and that Helen Keller was a CIA psyop. And it's not just sad, it's fucking horrifying. And yeah, we're fucked. And no, Google can't save us now.